Hey, what's up everybody? This is your favorite homeboy, and today I have with me my wife and property manager, Autumn.
Hello.
So we're gonna give you a quick update on the Poconos because we're finding that most of the people who are interacting on the channel, they wanna hear more about the Poconos. Like our top 4 videos are about Airbnb and the Poconos, right?
Yep.
So we're gonna give an update, but before we do, I wanna read an email that we received from one of the viewers. It says, really enjoy the insight you provide on your YouTube videos. Wanted to shoot you an email. I'm in South Jersey and I have a few rental properties in Philly. I'm more into long-term rentals, but always wanted to get my feet wet with short-term rentals, just like me. I want to see if there's an opportunity for me. I really like skiing, so the places like the Poconos or ski towns in Vermont seem interesting. We're going to Vermont in a couple months, so we'll see how that goes. I don't really have a clear picture or action plan, so just curiosity at this point. It would be really valuable to see a video about why you invest in the Poconos, what kind of rental demand is there, especially during this pandemic, and what areas in particular are hot in rental demand. Thanks, and talk soon. Abdullah from South Jersey. All right, well, there's 3 questions really, right? There's why invest, what's the demand, and what's hot. So how about you take the first question on them and we can kind of share that answer. What were some of the reasons why we started investing?
Yeah, well, I think that we started investing because, well, we wanted to find a vacation home initially. I think that we wanted to enjoy as well and also make income out of. And so we were looking at somewhere close by that we could get to. And we also wanted somewhere that had a 4 seasons kind of vacation setup where you're not going to have like a dead time in the year. And the Poconos.
Yeah, because a lot of places we looked were like either great for the summer, like a beach place, but then no one's really going there for the winter, right?
Yeah.
Or if it's a winter place, then it also had to have something for the summer.
Yeah.
And so being in the mountains, near the lakes, skiing, it's kind of great. Did you say something about like being close to family too? Like,
oh yeah, originally like so my sister's in Albany and we're here in Virginia, and so the Poconos was kind of like a midpoint for us.
And we got friends in New York too. We didn't forget about you.
Yeah, we got friends in New York.
We got the house just for you. And demand. So the other question was, what kind of rental demand is there? What have you noticed as the primary manager of our property, Autumn? What have you noticed?
Well, I think we were surprised. We weren't really thinking along those lines, but when we did get it at the Poconos, we noticed that it's very close to New York City and to Philadelphia and New Jersey. And those are the primary areas where people come from to stay at our place. So it's only like 2 hours from New York and like an hour and a half from Philly. So it's been great.
And even with COVID, right? Like,
and actually COVID has helped us because New York's been locked down and people just want to get away. And they can get away to our place and safely still hang out with family. Even
when the governor of Pennsylvania was like, hey, we're going to clamp down on these short-term rentals, we were afraid that, oh gosh, everything under 30 days, that's us. No one's going to book. But people were booking for 30 plus days. Yeah,
they wanted to get out of New York, I think, when it was really, really bad. So we were close by and we were able to get some long-term bookings.
The last question, what is hot? What is hot? So I'll answer this one. You gave me a couple numbers here, but really all over is hot. I mean, right now the market for purchasing a home is really hot. People are like on my channel asking me lots of questions offline. I'm referring them to my agent to help them find homes. So they're making multiple offers, sight unseen. It's a hot market, all because of this channel, of course. But one of the stats that I wanted to share with you is our average nightly rate. So comparing 2019 to 2020, Autumn has found that it went from $610 in 2019 to $836 in 2020. So the average nightly rate has been going up. The average length of stay has gone up from an average of 2.5 days to 3.5 days. I mean, I'd say a lot of these bookings are over the weekend, but we're actually getting like 1 week stays and that type of thing too.
Yeah, especially in the summertime.
Yeah. So the next stat is occupancy rate. And we're not really tracking occupancy rate because we're dual platform. We're both on Airbnb and VRBO. If you pull up occupancy rate for one, it's not going to be accurate because it's not going to include the data from the other platform. So we're going to skip over occupancy rate, but I will tell you that's been better as well. And then lastly, advanced bookings is the last stat we want to share with you. Talk to them about advanced bookings. How's that changed?
Yeah, so I think that, when we first started out, we were still new to the Airbnb and we were just getting our name out there. So we were getting a lot of last minute bookings. The biggest, I think we have down here, in 2019, we had a 30-day book out. We were looking at more like 2 weeks. Sometimes it was like within the week someone would ask us. But now I noticed in 2020 that we're getting people booking for the summer for 2020 back in like December, November.
Yeah.
And then our latest one, we just had someone book for Memorial Day for 2021, and that was like 6 to 7 months out. So. Yeah.
So as far as just the market being hot, really all of Poconos, but if I was to give you any guidelines, it'd be stay close to the ski resorts would be most ideal, and having some sort of lake access close by. Mm-hmm. And then personally, we like those areas that are non-gated, and homes that can accommodate at least 16 people, just to maximize your ability to have larger parties. So again, if you have any questions or you want someone to help you, ping me offline. I'll put my contact information in the description, and I can connect you with my agent down there. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. And if you have any questions, put your questions in the comments because we'll answer it in a video like this in the future. All right, so now we're going to talk about our 2 properties, and that's the main topic, is an update on our 2 properties. And let's talk about Old Stage first. That's the one we've had the longest. It's the one we did more work to.
Yep.
We call it the volleyball home because it has a cool volleyball court in the back.
It does.
So why don't you just maybe start by telling them, as far as an update, what work we've done on the home since we got it, and then what work we plan on doing next.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that we've done on the home is probably the septic system. So we had to add in another 3-bedroom septic system when we purchased the home because it's a 6-bedroom, but it only had a 3-bedroom septic on it. Just to keep up with code and all that, and you really don't want any septic issues. So we did that, and that was a huge chunk of change for us. Other things that we had to get done initially was, so when we got it, we were super excited about the indoor hot tub, that it was indoor, but then we found out there was a leak on the bottom of it, and there was mold down there in the subfloor. So we had to trash it, we had to chain it up, and then we had to buy a new one. And then with the new one, we actually had it outside, and then we had to redo the decking for that one. So that was an expensive upgrade as well. Those were probably the 2 biggest.
Those are the biggest
We've
ones.
done some flooring.
There's some more cosmetic stuff we did. And then
recently, actually, I forgot, we put in a new bathroom that's handicap accessible.
That was a big one.
So that one, actually, we had to take out the indoor hot tub and then put in, have a remodeled handicap accessible bathroom, which is great. And we're excited about that, to really tap into that accessibility market.
That's one of the takeaways too of this video is we want to give you this update because that way you kind of see what's in the mindset of a vacation rental owner in case you become one, or if you are one. Like for that whole bathroom project, one of the things you should always be thinking about is what's the best use of this space, right? And because when we got rid of that bathtub, we had this whole room available. So it's like, what's the best use of this space? And we're like, well, a full bath would be great because there's only one on the main level, and making it handicap accessible would open the home up to more people.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the direction you want to be thinking. Now, what are some future projects that we think would make that vacation rental even better for Old Stage that we want to work on?
For Old Stage, well, actually, initially, we wanted to completely redo the kitchen in Old Stage. It was a huge project, and then we started thinking, maybe we shouldn't go there. So we do want to upgrade the kitchen still, and that's probably on our radar, priority right now is to just kind of upgrade the range area, the island area, just to make it a little bit fresher and newer looking.
Yeah, you want to get to it before it breaks down, right?
Yeah.
And it's kind of a different mentality than a long-term rental. Long-term rental, you have somebody living in there. So if it breaks down, not a big deal, they expect it. But on the short-term rental market, it's more like, hey, I want it to be working when I get there and not break when I'm there.
Right.
So it's a little bit more proactive maintenance-wise. Anything else there before we talk about the next house?
No, that's probably the biggest thing that we're working on with Old Stage right now.
Okay. Khaki Campbell's the next house, and I'll have the link up there. You can see the link for the Khaki Campbell, but that's the house that's named after our ducks. And that house was a little bit more turnkey, right?
Yeah.
It didn't need much. We did add a arcade system just to make it more fun in the game room because it wasn't as big of a game room as Old Stage. So what about some of the projects?
So for the Khaki Campbell, it's in Lake Harmony, and in Lake Harmony we're allowed to have outdoor fire pits, and we noticed that a lot of people were asking, do we have a fire pit? Do we have a fire pit when they're wanting to book? And we had to tell them no. So that's the one thing that we want to do, is we want to put in a fire pit, and hopefully in the next 2 weeks it should be in. So we're excited about that. Another thing is that there's a really, really steep slope on the driveway and kind of a drop off, which we're kind of nervous about. So we're going to put up some safety railing along the driveway so that we can prevent any kind of, accidents.
Yeah. Any future projects that we can think of that we want to do? Either home?
Future projects. I forget. I think
maybe the flooring?
Yeah.
Remember we did think about the flooring?
The flooring. So in Old Stage, it's pretty much all hardwood right now.
Yeah.
So we've got a couple of rooms that have carpeting still, and the carpeting is getting kind of old in there. So we do want to get those out, and then the whole house will be hardwood floor, and that'll be much easier to keep clean.
Yeah, anytime you can make things simple and easier for the cleaner, it's a win, because you could say, well, I want this carpet to last as long as possible, but then you're setting yourself up for stains and people not being happy about it, or the cleaner missing something. It's just not a good way to run the business.
Yeah, and we also, we allow pets. We allow dogs anyway, so we definitely want hardwood floors. It's easier for them to just, vacuum up any kind of hair stuff that the dog may shed or whatnot. So another thing actually I forgot to mention was that we're probably going to add, so that was for Old Stage. For Pine Knoll, we're probably going to add another refrigerator for Pine Knoll, because it just has one right now, and it sleeps 19 people, and it just has one refrigerator, so we definitely want to add another one.
Right. So that's really the takeaway, guys, of this video. Just want to keep it short and simple. But one thing we want you to know is that maintenance never stops. You should always be looking at how to upgrade, how to stay on top of things. If at all possible, you don't want things to break down when there's a guest staying there, which has happened to us, right? So yeah, stay proactive. Always look to see how you can continue to improve and make your place stand out, right?
Yep, absolutely.
So if you like this video, please subscribe down below. You can hit the subscribe button and hit the notifications bell so that as videos come out, you'll be notified. And if you also could comment below, let us know what your experience is with your vacation rental. What have you found to be very helpful? What kind of upgrades are you looking at doing right now? Or what kind of amenities are you always looking to add to your house to make it better as a vacation rental? This is your favorite homeboy signing out.